Hi everybody. When we first built Concrete CMS way back in the day, the fundamental promise we were trying to solve is to make it easy to manage your website. We were tired of going into a training session just to see a client's face overwhelmed with fear as they started taking notes and worrying about how they were going to actually add a press release. We started with the idea of in-context editing decades ago, and it's really cool to see the rest of the industry start building CMSs around the idea of that kind of word processor drag and drop experience today. All of that delivers an experience that's really easy for someone to use, but Concrete's also a really powerful framework to build with. As web developers, we wanted to have code that was easy to extend. We wanted to have core objects and data models that we could reuse across different projects. We wanted to be able to pick up somebody else's work and run with it without having to spend weeks figuring out which different modules had been used to accomplish goals and kind of how the thing worked. This new series that we're launching, How We Built It Together, is a series of examples of really cool projects that someone from the community has made building with Concrete that's more than just a small brochure site that you could make on a web builder, but something a little more complicated, something that takes that fundamental promise of, hey, this has to be easy for anyone to use, and adds to it, makes it more of an application or a complex intranet, extranet, something that is a little bit beefier than what you're going to pull off with many of our competitive, easy-to-use CMSs that are out there. So with no further ado, I want to introduce Fabian Bitter. He is a great Concrete developer who's been instrumental on the version 9 release and a lot of the community rebuild this year. We've done a lot of work and really enjoy working with him, and he's also been working on this very cool testing app for COVID. He's going to take you through kind of what the end experience is like, and then a little bit of how he built it and why Concrete was such a great choice to very quickly build out an important application like this. So without further ado, here's Fabian.
The Test Center app is an application made for testing centers to help testing people against the coronavirus. The application includes everything that is required to operate in testing center. Users can manage patients, manage tests, issue certificates, and much more. The application is available as a modern PWA web application, but is also available as a native app in the iOS App Store, Mac App Store, Windows Store, and on the Google Play Store. What you can see here is the application after logging in successfully. In the footer area you can see 3 buttons. The first one is to manage patients, the second one is to manage pending tests, and the third one is to manage the settings. There you can manage your employees, define your services, see statistics, and you can enable the booking portal integration. With the booking portal, patients can check in online in advance. Testing center operators can define their bookable services in the settings. Once they did, users can see the testing center in the booking portal and book their services online. Users can purchase the test online for free if they have fulfilled the requirements for a free test, or they can check out with PayPal or online bank transfer. Once they are finished, they receive a QR code which can be scanned from the app. The application is reading the QR code and creating a patient record based on the given data. Of course, patients can also come without online reservation to the testing center. After adding the patient record, the employee needs to take the swab, and 50 minutes later the patient will receive the test result by email. They will receive a PDF certificate that is built on the government template, but they will also receive a clickable link and a QR code to the Corona One app. This is the official app in Germany from the government. In this application, users can see the digital test result, and they can issue a EU-wide digital COVID certificate. This means users can use this certificate in the entire European Union. In case of a positive test result, the app is automatically sharing the data with the local health department, which is responsible for the patient. Like almost any web project, this project is split into two parts, the front end and the back end. To save development time and optimize the development workflow, we have written the front end in Vue. It is the same package that is used for all platforms. So for example, for the mobile application we have used Cordova and included our Vue frontend library. Same for the native desktop apps. There we have used Electron and just included a Vue frontend library. On top of Vue, we have used Onsen UI for the interface. This was saving much of development time too. But the most development time we could save is thanks to Concrete CMS. The entire backend and the API interface is built on top of Concrete CMS. Thanks to this wonderful system, we was able to generate a backend which is solid and powerful. As a bonus, we have hosted the project on Amazon AWS. We have a bunch of servers configured. For example, we have an application balancer and multiple EC2 instances that handle the incoming request. Then we have a centralized RDS database server so that all instances have the same data available. To increase the performance, we have optimized the web server settings, used memcached and Amazon services like Elasticache. Files are stored on S3 buckets and distributed through Amazon CloudFront network. And for real-time updates between multiple clients, we are using Mercure, which is also part of Concrete CMS version 9. Here was inspired by Andrew. Thanks to this infrastructure, we are able to satisfy a bunch of customers that are dealing with hundreds of records daily in real time. We have performed stress tests, and with our current infrastructure we are able to handle hundreds of testing centers. Sending emails is a major role in this application, so we was looking for a solid platform for mailing too. We have decided to use a dedicated SendGrid server. Until now we have an awesome delivery quote. We don't have any issues with spam, mail bounces, etc. For some parts of the application, I'm using my own add-ons that I have made for Concrete CMS in the past. For example, for the checkout functionality, the new Bitter shop system version 2 is used, and for the integrated support system, I'm using my simple support system add-on. So the biggest role in this project was definitely Concrete CMS as a platform. We were taking use of so many features. First of all, we are dealing with all the integrated frameworks behind like Doctrine, Laravel, Symfony, but we are also relying on a lot of Concrete CMS services like the user management system, the sanitizer, the mailing service, the date formatting service, the included translation engines, the file systems that allows to have external file storage locations, the easy to use CRUD interface for the backend and much more. So thanks to the core team and all of the community contributors for this wonderful system. Cheers!